Okay, here we go. It's Tuesday the 9th and it's a scorcher. I actually don't enjoy this kind of heat, but I was reminded that I could be homeless living on the streets and have to sit in it all the time instead of in my basement. So I am trying to be grateful for the hotness because I also don't like the extreme cold. Like if it could just be between 17 and 24 consistently, I would be like, that's perfect. But this is okay because you do get a little brown. Anyway, we're going to start our meeting now. We are going to talk today a little bit. I'm just pulling up my schedule here. A little bit about what our incentives are this month, what the sales are all about. And we're going to talk about the reset. We're going to talk a little bit about mindset. We're going to talk about some product and leveling up, and then Marge is going to talk about Gold School. And if you guys have anything to interject that I might be missing out on or I might be getting wrong, then please just do it. Just do it whenever, just jump in whenever. But I want to first of all just say, Lena, that's a cute little baby girl you got holding in your arms. Congratulations. She's sweet. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the reset. So this is our free product for this month. And I think it still looks like, no, does it still look like this or does it come in a brown box now?
There might be both. Like we're
Okay.
phasing out as we're adding in, so there might be both.
I still have the orange, the OG. Okay, so we're going to talk about some of the products in here. I'm probably going to get them out of order, and that's really okay because we're just going to talk about the products. But you would start your morning. Resets, first of all, are these nutritionally supported fasts, and I know that we've all had them. Is there one person on here who has never done the reset? If you haven't, raise your hand. Okay, so we all know what's in them, and we all know that they're really amazing. How you start off with your Hydroplex. I just watched some old SCTV videos with a friend of mine, and they did what was that called? Some sort of horror 3D thing. Anyways, here it is, our own Hydroplex lemon lime. It's delicious. You start your day hydrated because a lot of us are lacking in that. I can feel it today because wow, I lose a lot of moisture when it's this hot outside. And if I don't remember to drink or at least put a little bit of salt, that either the pink Himalayan salt or I like the French gray salt because it's got all the good minerals in it. If I don't take some of that before I drink my water or just put some in my water, if I happen to be out of my Hydroplex, which is what I am right now, then I feel it. Like I really feel the difference since I've been taking this. Anyways, this sets you up really good. Yeah, first thing in the morning, you hydrate yourself. And then I think this comes next. I think it's the hunger control. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But anyways, this is what you take next, I guess. I struggle with the drinks. I'm not gonna lie. I have the schedule in front of me, but I always struggle at which time to take what. But this I take shortly after my Hydroplex. Sometimes I mix them together because it just makes sense to me to just get it all in all at the same time. I don't, and then I just drink lots of water during the day, which is key. Drink lots of water. And then you've got your I think it's the collagen bone broth that comes next. And this keeps you all nice and satiated. Diane's going to touch on collagen and why it's important in this reset to keep you feeling like you've got, like you're satiated and that you're not going to be starving for the rest of your days. She's going to talk about the collagen. So I'm not going to really get into that too much. But it's very important when you're doing something like this to keep up. Yes. Add spices. Thank you, Marge. Yes, add spices. Be generous with your spices. Make sure there's no sugar in your spices. That's probably the biggest thing I would say. But like, have at her and do whatever you need to do to make this palatable. I like to add a lot of the the beef flavor, and it actually isn't too bad getting it down then, but on its own, not recommended. There is another soup that you can mix together, and you can drink half at lunchtime and then half at supper if you wanted to do it that way, but it's still, ooh, Nourish broth from Epicure. That's good. It's still, you still need to get those two in. It still needs seasoning. Just, you know, use your discretion. And then after that, we've got the Active for a little bit of a boost in the afternoon. Yum. I love the Active. I miss the Active. Then you've got your little snack bars. These have matcha in them. I gotta take my glasses off to see this. Agave, like, let's see, oats, whey protein crisps, cocoa butter, whole milk powder, all the stuff. Anyways, very good. Matcha powder is extremely good for you. These things keep you, like, if you're needing a munch, something to munch on, this is important. And then, oh, it's just like Christmas in a box. Then at supper time, oh, I forgot. Before this, or maybe you can mix and match depending on if you feel drinky or if you feel snacky. You can take the snack first. But I highly recommend the protein powder, it's chocolate that they send in the pack, because that will help you feel full. It's got a lot of protein in it. So we're focusing on protein. Protein is so important, especially for those of us who are at a tender age. It's important to keep up your protein intake. And then supper time is the collagen soup, which is the tomato. I like to call it a fancy tomato bisque, but I'm sure it's not a bisque. It's just a tomato soup and it's spicy. So if you don't like a whole lot of spicy, then put less spicy spices in it. I don't know, just drink it because it's good for you and it'll help you feel full. Sometimes you just have to do that. You know, I'm really happy that my mom made me take cod liver oil all those years ago, because everything else pales in comparison. You can do anything when you have to do gross things as a young child. And then at bedtime, take your Restore, which is what we've all been learning about lately, because it's now a standalone product. Yay. And it's like an amazing, it tastes amazing now. This is a little bit more, I always say it's like taking about 10 Flintstone vitamins and chewing them all at the same time and with hot water. That's kind of the flavor that I kind of associate it with. But now it's like, it's really tasty and I like it cold. I don't have to drink it hot and I want it to last longer. So that's saying something for what they've done to the flavor. But again, so what if it's a little bit strong? Just get it in your body, and this is going to detox your liver on and like it does the work for you while you're sleeping, and it also detoxes your cells. Like it's a cellular detox. So you want this. This is really important in this reset. So there you go. That's kind of what the reset is. Now let's talk a little bit about how you can get how your new VIP customers can get their hands on this. So this is what we want to use. We want to use this amazing product to forward our businesses, to help more people. I don't know how to put this. We want to use it to help more people feel better, for sure, but to get this into their hands and have them try it out so that they can feel the results of all of the good things that happen. You've got a lot of really great products in one box. So even if they're halfway through the reset and they're like, I don't like this, I don't like this, but I've never tried the Active, I love the Active, this could be something that pulls them in. So, and just see the benefit of what we do. This is amazing stuff. When we feel better, we do better, we show up better for our families, we show up better for others. Like, I think it's really important that we take care of our bodies, and not just for ourselves, not just for how we might look, but so that we can actually go out and do the things that we have been called to do, either as moms, sisters, daughters, friends, people. Like if we're always sitting on the couch or running home because we need a nap because we can't sustain our energy throughout the day, then like what good is that? Like who wants to sit and watch Netflix all day? Not this one. And I know that a lot of people kind of get caught in that cycle, but if we could help them to feel better through this, that's amazing. So this month, there is the triplex and the reset combo that you can offer to your VIP customers. When they order that, for the first time VIP customers, they get the reset for free, and you use the code and it takes $88 off of their price for the Canadian market. For the US market, I think it's $89, but they have a different, I can't remember the name of that. I'm blanking, but it's got the restore in it. It's the restore and the triplex, and then their free reset. Yeah, the trim combo. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, they get their reset box for free, which is huge, huge, huge. Triplex and trim. Thank you, Valerie. So that's the US. The triplex and trim is US. The triplex and reset is the Canadian one. So the triplex and trim, you both get your resets for free with your code. I think it's reset CA, and then I'm not sure you reset something else for the US. Anyways, I'll pop it in the chat later. What this does, so then for the second month, what happens is if they order it as a VIP customer the first month and they get their, okay, thank you, just reset for the US. Then when they get their reset for free, then the next month they get their welcome pack. They get a welcome pack. So instead of ordering a welcome pack for the first month, you order the reset and triplex in Canada, or the trim and the other one for the US. But then the next month you get your welcome pack pricing, and then you get $13 and some change off of that as well. So it's the best welcome pack pricing I think I have ever seen. I have never seen anything like this. This is the most incredible and generous way to help us really help people and build our businesses. So I am thrilled about this. And your customers, can you imagine saying next month, instead of having to pay more, you're actually going to pay less next month for your triplex, which is going to support all of the work you put in with your reset. So can you kind of see how it goes hand in hand? Like, it's so incredible. But yes, read the Abundant Wellness post on how that all works. And anyway, I'm super excited about this. I already have about 4 people lined up, and I'm like, guess what the incentive is? I have a friend who's like, talk to me about a really good deal when it comes along. And so the girls are getting their haircut tomorrow, and that's where I'm going, and she's going to hear all about it. So this is amazing, you guys. I honestly have never seen anything like this. It's incredible. So all of that to say, we switched phone providers, just as an aside, and my phone stays on for 2 seconds. So I always have to. Okay, so the next thing is we are going to talk to Shelly about the reset and why it is beneficial. So over to you, Shells.
All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. So a couple people said to me, like, what does the reset do besides what a regular fast can do? So I did a deep dive back in January into water fasting, and water fasting has a lot of amazing benefits. A 3-day water fast provides improved metabolism. It provides a reset in your hormones, in your blood sugars. Oh, my notes went away. Digestion, all the things, right? So then I was like, okay, so why would you do this, the reset, as opposed to a 3-day water fast? So after 3 days, so what happens through the first 3 days of a water fast is your digestive system is going crazy and it's working overtime. And after 3 days, it then kind of shuts down and it starts to put your body into a process of killing cells and regenerating them. So for people that do prolonged water fast, it's that 3-day marker that hits that. The deficit of doing a 3-day water fast, after fasting for 24 hours, your body will break down the protein in your muscle. So it actually breaks down muscle and will attack and almost like decompose parts of your muscle rather than just the fat. So the first 3 days, that's what it's doing. So I was looking at the ingredients and what's specifically in the reset. 3 things experts recommend for fasting, adding to a water fast, is minerals. Without minerals, your body's going to get really, really dehydrated. That's our Hydroplex. Another thing they recommend is collagen. I won't talk too much about that because Diana's going to, but collagen actually assists the process of what your body's trying to do. The third thing it recommends is minimal amounts of protein, because with the protein, your body is going to be using the protein and not all of the other stuff. So basically, what Plexus has done is they've taken the benefits of the 3-day water fast and said, what are the absolute bare essentials we need to not kind of screw around with your muscle mass, for those of us that are like working out and trying to get all buff and shiny. What will not damage your metabolism? A 3-day water fast, it can increase your metabolism, but depending on your prior health, it can mess with it a little bit afterwards, right? Because it's attacking and it's taking down the muscle, right? The other thing that people say you should do with the water fast, or the benefits of it, is a process called autophagy. Now, I looked that up and I'm like, I think I remember learning that in university biology somewhere, but it's like way far back. You guys, this is part of what the Restore actually does. Autophagy is basically, it's killing the dead cells in your liver to rejuvenate and replenish and detox and cleanse your liver. And we have so many toxins in us that the average person needs a water fast to be able to do that. Well, guess what, guys? Every day, what are we taking? We're taking ProBio. And what is ProBio doing? Killing Candida. We're taking BioCleanse. What is BioCleanse doing? It's flushing out toxins, right? So with the triplex, we're already doing this on a regular basis. So when you add the Restore, you're actually assisting this process and increasing the functionality of your liver. So, I mean, the fact that we can get Restore in general now is fabulous, but during this 3-day fast, the science they have put into this, like literally everything I looked that was the con of water fasting, Plexus solved, and everything that was the con of having any amount of food during a water fast, Plexus solved. So for those people that you might run into that are all sciencing, is like, I can just do a 3-day water fast. Plus, you guys, the 3-day water fast, I'll admit I have done one. It's awful, right? Like not having anything in your system. Yeah, you think they were pros, hey? It's almost like they hired scientists and doctors and they knew what they were doing. They didn't just like shoot darts at a board and think, what should we put in the package? But with taking the Restore and taking everything as it is, I have a hard time getting all 8 things in. I don't eat 8 times a day. I don't drink 8 times a day. So when you get up and, you do your Hydroplex first thing, and that one's kind of important to do first thing because you've depleted yourself of minerals overnight and the Restore has gotten your liver going. So Hydroplex first thing's really, really super effective, right? And then, the shake, I don't usually eat till noon. And so to get the shake and the soups and the bar in, it's actually quite a lot. And if you eat the bar really tiny in tiny bites, it can last half an hour. So the reset is super functional. And this is we wanted to break that down because we have had some people ask, why would you do the reset for this much when you can do just a water fast and get the same effects? You actually can't get the same effects. So way to go, Plexus. And now, Diane, you can talk more about collagen because collagen is in the reset in the soups, and it's actually a really important part of it. So Diane, you can tackle that one for us.
There. I misunderstood, and I did it on the collagen that we have, the Joyome collagen. So I don't know if you still want me to do.
Yeah, we totally do. Collagen is good. Basically, the quick thing for the fast is the collagen helps your insulin and it helps the ketones that are kind of coming at you and the lack of the water. And as your food's going out, the collagen kind of gives that extra boost. It actually will help give you energy. It sustains your energy. It sustains your mental clarity during a fast. There you go. Now, Diane, take it away for collagen in general.
Okay, sorry about that. I misunderstood. Yeah, so our collagen, I watched a really good video. Penny knows. This is it Kelly Hurlt? Is that her name? No. Darn, I was gonna write down her name. But anyway, if you guys ever want to know about our products, she is a pharmacist and she goes into detail on the different products and what they do, the ingredients, and it's really nice to come from a pharmacist point of view. But I listened to her, and our collagen, I love it. And they did have a temporary flavor that was the berry flavor, but the regular comes in either a little packet, which is really convenient for travel, or in our reset soups, or then the canister in the bulk. So collagen is a protein. We need it. And what I found out was after the age of 20, we start to like our collagen production decreases every year. It decreases like 1.5%. So we start losing that ability to produce it. So we need it. There's 3 types. There's 1, 2, and 3. And the Plexus collagen has the 1 and the 3, and both of those are for hair, skin, and nails. And type 3 is also good for your gut. So it has a prebiotic in it called fructooligosaccharides. And so those 2 work together, the 1 and the 3. The number 2 is good for joint health. And even though ours don't have 2 in it, there are people that have felt better with their joints on this collagen. So I don't rule that out, but it just doesn't have that in the description. It's bioavailable. Anything that Plexus makes, I tell you, they go like top notch. So it's bioavailable. Our bodies are going to absorb it better, and we're going to see the benefits faster and better. The complex is bovine and salmon. So if there is an allergy to fish, you could potentially have some symptoms, but it is gluten-free. It has vitamin E and C, and it also has antioxidant and superfood blends. So they've added so many good things. Like you can get collagen supplements, and they will not have like all of these wonderful ingredients all combined into one. So we're going to see healthy skin, hair, nails, and skin is our largest organ in our body. Like we want to take care of it. It's a really big deal. It's a barrier for the rest of our organs. So we need to take care of it. The different things, what you'll see as results are it strengthens our skin structure. We'll have healthier skin that's more elastic, more radiant skin, less wrinkles and signs of age, improved skin texture, less rough patches, and it even decreases the appearance of cellulite over time. So amazing. And the dose is about 2 scoops per day, which she said is about a tablespoon. Or I guess one of these packets. These are awesome for travel. Like I take them to Mexico with me. It's really, really good. And you can have it with anything. Like Penny has it in her coffee. She does little videos of how it starts to dissolve in the coffee, and it makes it look like all these little shapes. Like I love those. It's awesome. But I like it in active. I mix it with my active. It tastes so good. Like I have the berry right now, but it really tastes good. I hope they bring that back. But it has like a mild vanilla scent, but it is supposed to be flavorless. So results, people see results within 15 days. You should take a before and after. So make sure you take that before picture. But honestly, within 15 days, people will see results, and then your maximum benefit within 2 months. So some of them, it's slow and it's subtle, but when you see those before pictures, you'll see a difference. So yeah, so I think it's awesome. And that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Diane. I did collagen for 1 month, and I did day 1, day 15, day 30 on my face. And it's actually really amazing. It's very impressive. So it's super good. All right. So I'm going to chat a bit about, was there something else? Penny, did I miss something?
No, you did not.
Okay. I'm doing the mindset, and then you're following up, right? Sorry, we always spend tons of hours preparing for these, so you know how it is. So I want to talk about the mindset behind the reset promotion specifically. Okay. So this is what I hear and this is what I see. Oh my gosh, Plexus gave us an amazing sale. This is going to be a good month. Okay. Is all of that true? Absolutely. An amazing sale is fabulous. But here's the thing, guys. Is it fabulous because there's more value in it, or is it how you're showing up? So I want to ask you a few questions and just kind of guide you through a process. I'd encourage you to write these down because we show up differently when there's a promotion versus when they're not. And to be honest, when I started, you didn't even like, you know how you have like customers can sign up for $13. It wasn't even that. I paid $54 to sign up. And that was the only, like, that was the option, right? So I signed up for that amount, all the things, right? I paid to do a challenge and for the products. And then I bought the wrong pack. So I had to buy an extra one. Like, it was not a discount. But the point is, I was ready because I was ready and I saw the value. Okay. So I want you to think about these things. When you're posting during when there's a really big sale on, how are you feeling when you're posting? How are you talking to people? How are you showing up in your stories? What questions are you asking? And how does this differ from regular when there's maybe really no sale or promotion? The sales and promotions can be good, but there can be a disadvantage because next month they'll be like, oh, there's nothing. How am I going to sell this now? We have the best product with the best company, and you are the best person to talk to your people. And if you have a month where you're like, I don't think I can do this, there's nothing happening, you need to check your belief. Do you believe in yourself? Do you actually think you can do this? Do you think you're the best person to do this with? Because guess what? If you don't think you're the best person to do this with, why would I want to join you? Like, actually, it sounds braggy, but I literally had a gal sit down with me a few months ago, and she's like, I've had 4 people approach me with Plexus. Why don't you tell me why I should go with you? And I said, why don't you tell me why you should go with me? I'm like, I know I have amazing value. I know I'm going to show up. I want to know if you're going to waste my time. So why don't I ask you that question? And she literally looked at me like I was a lunatic, but guess who she signed up with? Right? So if you don't believe that you have value, if you're like, well, I think Plexus is good and I love it and it's like really worked for me, but like I'm kind of new and I don't know, then why would I go with you? Like, why would I do this? And so my sister was going to try to be on tonight. She has wonky cell service and she is just decided at convention she's going to do this. And so she's like, okay, so why would someone not go with me? And she's like, well, I'm not sure it's knowledge because people can learn that, but you know what? I'm going to learn just in case. And she's figuring out where her holes are and she's going to fill them. So this is a really good time for you to do a belief stop. Do you actually have belief in yourself? Do you have belief in the product without the free reset? The free reset is amazing. Let's use it to our advantage. But what I want to talk about is I want to talk about next month. What happens when this promotion's gone? Okay. So how are you feeling when you talk to people? Where is your belief at? How are you showing up differently this month than next month? You guys, if you show up in your stories every day this month and every week you're posting about the business and every week you're posting about reset and next month there's no sales and you're not showing up in your stories and you're not talking about the business and you're not talking about the product, people are going to think that there's less value in it. So you have to believe that there's value all the time. And I tell people, not that I downplay it, but I'm like, I know you've wanted a good deal. I know you've been interested in the reset. This is an amazing opportunity to take advantage of it. But honestly, without the reset, this is still the most amazing deal ever. So you have to look at this and notice, like, these are some weird things, but how are you physically feeling when you're posting and talking and thinking about it? What are you physically doing? Notice your physiological effects. Do you get excited butterflies in your stomach? And try to take those things, write them down. How are you feeling? What are you thinking about? How are you showing up? It sounds so tacky. And at one time I would have eye rolled you 32 times, but getting excited before you do a business or product post and really ramping up in your mind how amazing it is, it's going to help you show up better. Because the question is, how are people perceiving what you are saying? And here's the thing, body language is huge, guys. Like, it is huge. And I know, like, I'm a bit much for people, so maybe let's not do my body language. I have some people that say, you've got to sit on your hands when you do lives on our team page. I'm like, all right, I will absolutely try to do that. But do people see you and they get excited? If you're like, yeah, I've got a sale this month and it's really good, you should message me. Why? Like, what is in that that makes me want to message you? How are people perceiving? And you can feel the energy behind a post. If you're like, I got to post, Marge said I got to post every day, and everyone's saying I got to talk about the business, and you're like, humdrum Eeyore, yeah, let's do the business. It's fabulous. Really? Like, if you're not actually loving what you do, people will sense that and they're not going to come to the table with you. They will not. Most of the reason people buy you guys is off emotion. True fact. 75% of people buy on emotion. And what did dudes say, Jay Bear, for those of you that missed it at convention? 51% of people buy based on speed and the knowledge that you are getting back to them. So if you get back to people, if you care for them and you've got excitement and energy, the product's only a piece of it. Right now, there are so many gut health products popping up all over the place. We know they're not going to last, but we have to show up with the confidence. So we wanted to talk about this at the front end of the month. I think I hit all my notes. I'm bad with going off and then, yeah, okay, I think that was it. We wanted to talk about this at the front of the end of the month. I actually want you to take notes when you're posting, when you're talking to people, when you're feeling excited about the reset. I want you to take notes about the physiological things happening in your body, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, so that when there's no promotion or when there's no giant incentive, that you can recreate this and still show up to the table with the same energy. Does that make sense? Yes? No? Yes? Awesome. All right. Penny for your thoughts.
Okay, here I am. So I want to talk a little bit about what my mindset was like prior to convention. It wasn't good. I was not in a good space. So this is what I thought. Like, I'd heard so many times, and quite frankly, it was really annoying me. Those, leaders are born at convention. And I think, blah, 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 blah. Leaders are born at convention. What's the difference? I've attended like 4 virtual conventions. I don't feel like I felt inspired, but I didn't feel like I was born. And I just thought, I don't know that I believe this. So when you actually go to a convention and experience the convention, it's kind of like when people say, when you know, you know. That used to annoy me too. Like, what does that mean? That means nothing to me. When you know, you know. I guess I just don't know then. And I would get really annoyed. And that was like when you meet somebody that you're going to spend the rest of you. When you know, you know. Really? Do you really know? Do you really? Do you have to question everything, or do you just know? And then when you meet the person, you know. When you know, you know. And then it's over. And then you go, oh, that's what that was about. Well, going to convention was like that for me. I was there. I was happy to be there. I was apprehensive because I thought I had made a decision that if a leader mindset was not born when I got there, like I was expecting them to download it into me or something, or like wham, you walk in the door and all of a sudden you just want to do this for the rest of your days. I don't know what I was expecting, but I just thought, if this doesn't click with me, then this Plexus business that I have will be a hobby, and I will take care of my people. And if people really want it, then they can come to me. And if they don't want it, then that's fine. And I was just going to leave it. And I left convention thinking, that was really a dumb thought, because it's right. Like, they are right when they say leaders are born at convention. You get some sort of, it's like you're downloaded into, you see people, you feel the energy in the room, you see the benefit of being a part of a company that wins awards in ethics because they're on the up and up. A company that actually cares about their people because they know that their people are the reason why they're still in business. The company that just infuses all of these good things into us with free trainings and any type of book study you could want, or like making it easy for us to earn these incentive trips. It's not hard to earn these trips if you have the right mindset. So leveling up is kind of what this feels like. I didn't know that this is what this felt like, but when you decide that this is what I'm going to do because I see the company we're a part of, I feel secure and safe in this company. I know it's not going anywhere. We are going to be around forever and a day, just like Avon is, and Shackley and Herbalife and all these other companies that do network marketing well. We will be here. And the major reason I believe is because our leadership leads by example. And that is a huge deal, a huge deal. You know, they know what they're talking about. And you just feel like I'm a part of something bigger than myself. And we have something that is so incredibly valuable. And if we don't share it with people, then we should be whipped in the town center. So it's just something that is amazing. And we have it right here. It's just, I can't describe it, but when you know, you know. And if you haven't been to a convention, you need to really start saving tomorrow for it. Even if you put $5 away a week, and then $10, and then $20 until it all builds, and then get yourself, yes, to Gold School, which leads us right into the next part of our meeting. And so I'm going to just pass it over to our beautiful leader, Marge, and she is going to inspire us with all the good things that are coming.
Wow, to follow after you guys, I'm like, woo, that was so good. Hey, that was so good. And Penny, that whole sharing thing of what happens at convention is so powerful when you hear that from someone that just went and is sharing that. Like, it's different coming from me. I've gone all these years, right? And I was probably the wah, wah, wah one in your ear saying, Penny, you have to go to convention. Leaders are born at events. Now you know. When you know, right? And that's why this morning, Penny, I touched base with her on about what they were wanting to talk about on the call. And I said, we just got off the last call. Me and Sheila have been scrambling with everything that's been going on and trying to get our Gold School scripts together. We have to submit everything to compliance. We have to make sure that our slides are all approved, make sure that we have the right pictures, make sure that we actually know what we're talking about. There's that piece too. And we sat down this morning with Victoria and just gave her the rundown, and she was like, you're good, you're perfect, you're good. They're so willing to let us have the stage. But here's the other piece. The other piece is, it's because they know what happens when we all get in the room together. That's why. So corporate is willing to support you with everything that they have. Your leaders are willing to support you with everything that they can give in order for you to come and build this business. Now, if you can go to gold, you can go to diamond, and every one of you can go to gold. Every one of you can go to gold. I'm loving this perspective that they have really, really started enforcing. Do you know 4 people that know 4 people? It is just such a very simple concept, right? Because the world is full of people. And even if you have isolated yourself very much and you only know 4 people, which never is going to happen, they still know more people probably than what you do. And so everybody has a network. And that's the true story of building your business, is the duplication piece, right? And so I'm really, really encouraging you, if you are not yet gold, you have all of this month to get there. And honestly, if you look at the bonuses and all the incentives that are out there, anybody knows 20 people in total. Anybody in their life can call up a friend and say, I'm going for a hot goal. I would really love your support. And guess what? You're getting free stuff too. Let's do a reset together. There is so many floors to stand on this month to help you go gold. The one piece that no one else can help you with is you doing the work. You have to do that yourself. You have to be the one that opens your mouth and has these conversations. You have to be the one that makes the list of the names of the people and says to themselves, I'm not scared of calling people. I'm picking up the phone. Okay, that's really big for me to say because I hate calling people. And I'm doing it. I'm really doing it because I know the power of a conversation. You will say more things when you are on the phone and that person is waiting for a response when they've asked you something. You will have a more intimate connection of a conversation than what you would say even just voice messaging back and forth. So there's times when you say, hey, call me, let's get on the phone, right? Or can I call you? I have some more things to share with you. Get into that conversation and be vulnerable and be actually willing to tell them, I'm building my team to about 20 people. I would love for you to be one of them. Be open about what's out there, right? And so Gold School coming up, right? We're going to be building a whole bunch of goals. I wrote down some numbers because if you haven't yet, I shared the video that Natalie Fuller did in the One Plexus Canada group, and she broke down the numbers, and I went and scribbled them down as I was listening. Penny shared a huge piece of that already, but I'm just going to share the numbers piece of this. And when we think of who we're bringing in and who we're talking to and who this is all for, you can look at all your demographics of people. And Shelley, I talk with my hands too, so I'm not sitting on them. It's just what we do. We have to have that expression in there, right? Okay, so if you're talking to your existing VIPs and they have never upgraded, these people you need to be talking to. If you are talking to new people to create new VIPs, you need to be bringing those through your funnel. You can even talk to brand ambassadors, right? And so I want you to think about your existing VIPs. Say you've had a customer, like Natalie said, for 2 years, and you go to this person and you say, hey, there's some pretty amazing deals on this month. I think you would love to hear about this. Open that conversation about what's in it for them, okay? And so here's the piece that I've often struggled with. People are going to work hard for an incentive gift if it means something to them. Okay, so do you guys like the creamy? I have no idea. Maybe I would. I don't have one, right? Maybe I would. But if I'm going to work for a creamy, that's all I'm working for then. I'm only going to get the minimum amount of people and work for the creamy. It's very self-indulging. It's not thinking long-term, and it's not thinking about who else needs what I have, right? And so I want you to think about your existing VIPs, and you go to these people and you say, hey, I bet there's some of your friends and family that would also love to have some cellular detox, some support in their gut health, and maybe we can have that conversation. Because do you know what? There's some summer cash on the table that I really think that you would be looking at if you knew what the numbers were. One thing that Natalie said was, your VIPs cannot get excited about something that is not shared with them. You need to share the numbers. And it's really true, isn't it? Like, if we don't share what's actually on the table, they're clueless, right? And so get this. Every one of those combos that we're purchasing sticks at 153 PVs. So because of the fact that the PVs are staying high, means that you get a bigger bonus, because it's 20% of the total value of the PVs of what we get our bonuses on, right? Okay, so 20% is $30.60. Well, guess what? You're doubling that this month. That's 60 American dollars. That's 80 Canadian dollars. That's nuts. That's one combo. Okay? Like, think of the cash that's on the table for these people. These people go and get 3 customers. That's anywhere from $450. That's about 600 Canadian. Okay? Say they upgrade and they add 3 more. So now they've got 6 people. That's about $920. Who doesn't know 6 people? Okay? So once you're actually putting these numbers on the table and you say, you guys are wanting to go on a holiday. Maybe you're going for a vacation during summer. Do you want some extra cash? Like, you can have this like really soon, because anybody knows 6 people, right? And hear me on this piece. I think we get stuck sometimes on, but they're not a business builder, right? We also have to learn, just like Penny's experience in, oh, I have to actually go to convention to understand of why leaders are born here, right? And I used the analogy before with her. It's like It's like hearing about giving birth and having a baby, but never having done it and then actually doing it. Oh, it's very different actually doing it. What if you sat down and said to them, like $920 is on the table for you for 6 people? Who would you think of? If I was to offer you $920 today, can you think of 6 people? And I bet you $100 they would give you more than 6. Okay, so let's add to that and let's get them 9 people. Now they've gone senior silver, so they're also getting the rank up bonuses. Okay, well, if you were to offer them $1,600, do you think they could think of 9 people? I am pretty positive they could think of more than 9. And $1,600 in their pocket is a really good bubble in their pocket for an extra vacation fund, right? Or whatever they're wanting to use it for. I might buy a cow, who knows? I don't know. I like the fact that we can go to our people in all the demographics. And I love the fact that we can go to them and say, next month, you can get the welcome pack in the triplex. And guess what? You're still getting a discount on that next month. Plexus is going to make sure that your second month is not going to be more than your first. And then there's no sticker shock, right? And so I love this way of shifting to create a long-term mindset. I feel like when we bring people in because there's an incentive that is for us, I love the creamy. I feel like the gifts are always over the top. They're always generous with the gifts, but it's also more so focused just on the person that is doing the sponsoring. I want the focus to be on the people in the field that are coming in, right? The new people that are coming in, the new people that are seeing, oh, I can do that. Like, I don't need to build a business in order to bring in 6 people. I can bring in 6 people, right? And so often by doing that, these people get started because they're like, okay, I know some friends. Yeah, I'm going to have a conversation with them, get them together in a chat you can share with them. And then they're bringing in 6 people or more, right? But they haven't said anything about building a business. Now think about this a little bit, same way as what we said about the leader development. Maybe they have to be exposed to it first in order to know if they want to build a business. So allow them that place to feel it out. Allow them to see you show and demonstrate what it looks like to build a business here, right? And so help them make their list of people, ask them good questions about who they know, of what the goals were for summer. If I don't know if you guys were on book study this morning, but Deborah Denbeck had a story very similar to this. And she said she had been sitting in convention and listening to Plexus bring out Reset. And she had thought, who in their right mind would buy something to go hungry for 3 days? I just laughed so much at how she said that. She's like, I love food. Why would I buy something to be hungry? And she said, I had no value and I sold no resets. And only a few months later, she had thought, well, with this kind of mindset, I'm never going to sell any resets. I better get my mindset straight. And she had really dug in, just like Shelly did here, comparing the water fast to the actual Plexus reset of why is fasting so important? Why is it such a good thing to do alongside of our long-term supplementation, right? And she said, I got my brain behind it and I saw all the benefits and that transferred into the energy of what I was sharing it with. She and her team sold 72 resets in 1 month. That's what your mindset is going to do, right? It just flips it because it comes from passion, it comes from energy, and it comes from belief. And if you do it, your team is going to feel it. They will start doing it, and it's just a ripple effect. So super excited about this deal. We're also still doing our gold challenge, helping people to break down their mapping of what they need. And this reset incentive is definitely going to be a huge asset on there. Okay, what else was there was something else. Brain think. I was going to, I'm looking at your faces thinking somebody's going to remind me of what else I needed to talk about. We have we have, see, now I remembered, we have our detox challenge coming up. So if you're still talking to your people, or if they already have their restore, we're starting on the 17th, and it'll be a series of posts in the Wellness Collective in order to get all your prospects exposed to what's going on in Plexus, okay? And so doing some more of these challenges in that group is super beneficial to the friends that you have already invited into that group. Even if they are not participating, they're going to see that activity in the group and be exposed to it. Now, something that we as leaders and participants can do with doing challenges in a prospect group is being super active in that group helps the algorithms, right? Commenting a lot, making sure that you're tagging your people because it'll bring those posts into their feed as well, creating the algorithm monopoly there, so to speak, in order to make sure that there's more eyes on those posts, right? So very excited for that. Have the conversations about getting your people in there. And I think that is what I had on my list. Edmonton, sorry, Ramona, did you mean Gold School? Yes, Gold School in Edmonton. And that's for August 17th. So just over a month. Anybody have something fun to share? Something exciting? I know there's a whole ton of stuff going on during summer, but I love that you're all here and that you're giving your time and that this is meaningful to you. You're showing up as leaders. It matters to you. So super excited for that.
I just wanted to share one closing thought. I had this when me and Sheila did the last minute because I go offline and whatever, I missed this thought and I'd circled it and it popped into my head today. So please don't ask how I ended up corralling pigs and trying to get them into a trailer. This was very interesting. It was supposed to take 15 minutes. We were heading to the lake, me and the boys. 2 hours later, we're still there. And it's like, it had to happen. Not getting them into the trailer, it wasn't an option. Okay. We thought we tried everything. We thought we were tapped out. We were done. We wanted to get to the lake. The guy whose pigs they were, he had to get up north to go back to work. And then we called in other reinforcements. My kids were done. It was plus 34 degrees in the baking sun. And in a normal situation, we would have all quit because there was just, we were done. And then we put our heads together and we're like, there's no other options. We have to make this happen. What haven't we thought of and what can we do? And we all did things a little differently. And I'm proud to say I wrestled a very strong pig and won. It wasn't pretty. And as this pig is going in and I'm thinking like everyone else did their jobs and now I was the final person, I had to get this dumb thing into the chute. I had to shut the gate and then the other pigs that were in there started coming. I didn't have to have the strength. I didn't have the manpower. I didn't have the size, but I'm like, it has to happen. And in that moment, I was just thinking of Plexus. We give ourselves so many outs. We constantly do. I'll do this today, but I don't really have to because I can do something else. A lot of us have other jobs or other things and it's not a priority. And we build in all these fail safes. But when those pigs are coming at you and you don't have an option, guess what? I actually did it. Like it actually happened and it was amazing. And do we do our business the same way? And I was like, I don't. Right? Like some days at the end of the day, I'm like, I did my best. And some days I'm like, I nailed that day. But other days I'm like, I use all the other fail safes. And I really want to encourage us that, again, if you're a hobbyist and you're like, I just want to get a couple people and actually I'm just here for the incentives and the free stuff, like that's fine. Like that's fine. We're not shaming that. We're not judging that. But for those people that have said to yourself, that have said to each other, that have said to me, I want to do this. I'm going to do this. And for me, who have said that to other people, do we have fail safes built in and are we giving ourselves option? And so I just wanted to think of that this summer, whether it's the reset or the creamy or the gold school. Are you really giving all in? And before you give up and say, I just can't do it. I don't have any other prospects. What else could you do? Yeah, Paige, such a good point, right? When it has to happen, it does. Like it does. And often we give up because we have mindset, we have fear, we have drama, and we're going to keep picking away at the mindset piece of it over the summer. But I had that vivid image of your guys' faces and myself and how often I've given up when I'm looking at this pig's butt, trying to get it in and thinking this has got to happen. And, we all have that in us. And I see that in every single one of you. So never give up. I'm going to put a pig butt on my mirror just to like remind myself of how amazing it is. And we just want to really encourage you. We want everyone to be there at Gold School. It's going to be amazing. Penny's right. Leaders are born at convention. We don't want you to miss out. We want you to be there. It's going to be like, even just being in a room with each other is a giant blessing. Like, it's such a blessing. So it's a beautiful summer night. If Penny has anything to wrap up, but I know you guys can do it. When we take away the options, when we take away the fluff, we can all do this. We just can.
I'm going to add one thing quickly. I was catching up on my reading because, forgive me, but I had been behind in the last month. I wouldn't know why, but anyhow, I hadn't done the reading for the Build to Last book. It is an excellent book, and it talks exactly about what Shelley just said, like to the T. And by the time, it's a very easy read, because on my Kindle, I think it said the whole book was like a 2.5-hour read. We all have 2.5 hours somewhere, right? And that book, the guy said, Keith Callahan, if you haven't tapped into some of his resources and you want to be inspired, go download that book or buy it, whatever. Exactly that. How many times do we give ourselves an out? And then later we say, man, I wish I hadn't. Man, I wish I hadn't, right? And that part is harder to live with than actually doing the hard. Once we get that, is doing the hard is hard, but then we're so proud of us having done it. Like that, there's no feeling like you get after of actually sticking it out and doing it. You're so proud of yourself after that. So I'm going to wrap it up with that. Penny?
Well, thank you very much, guys, for coming out. This was a fun meeting, lots of information. Yeah, just think about pigs next time you want to be discouraged, and you'll just be running into those chutes and making all those customers happy. It's a good wrap up. Anyway,
Shelley to help you.
Fire. Yeah.
Thanks for being here, guys. Take care.
Yeah.
Have a good night.